As a US government agent and a DSO-related operative, Sherry Birkin has been a key character ever since Resident Evil pretty much started. Today, being 40 years old with her latest appearance in Requiem makes it the 6th entry in the franchise that includes her. You may have played as her in Resident Evil 6 along with Jake or know of her intentions in Requiem, but if you blindly play through these games and don't pay close attention to the actual important details, you're missing out on the crucial elements that Resident Evil is founded on. So taking a look at the truly traumatizing childhood of Sherry Birkin would help you understand the complicated lore of Resident Evil much better. By the end of this video, you will have known everything that the creator of G-Virus's only daughter went through in the events that occurred in Raccoon City, 1998. Being only 12 years old during the Raccoon City incident, Sherry Birkin made her debut appearance in Resident Evil 2, 1998, among several other survivors. She was the daughter of the brilliant scientists, Dr. Annette and William Birkin, two people heavily involved in Umbrella's complicated research surrounding G-Virus, a virus they believed could change humanity for the better. However, because of their intense work hours and demanding schedules, they were never truly able to spend quality time with their daughter. As a result, Sherry spent most of her childhood alone, separated from the love and attention of her parents. But little did she know, life had something far worse waiting for her. On September 22nd, 1998, Umbrella's USS Alpha team, led by Hunk, entered the underground laboratory to steal Birkin's G-Virus sample.
Dr. Birkin, come along with us quietly.
I think I didn't know you were coming. This is my life's work. I'm not handing over anything.
I'll ask you one more time.
William refused to hand it over, but the Alpha team did not hesitate to shoot. With his final breath, Birkin injected himself with the very virus he had created.
She is my creation!
The mutation was almost instant. The soldiers tried to fight back, but G was no longer human.
No.
Over here, you freak!
Bullets could not stop him. One by one, he hunted down the soldiers through the underground facility. During the attack, the Alpha team dropped the virus samples they had taken. The case broke and T-Virus slowly leaked into the sewer system. From there, the infection exploded across the city. Rats that came in contact with the virus spread it through Raccoon City's waste system, streets, and possibly contaminated water sources. Within a few days, the outbreak had already spiraled out of control. People were showing signs of aggression, countless civilians were being infected daily, hospitals were overwhelmed, and the authorities could no longer contain the situation. In the middle of this nightmare, Sherry was told to stay at home where it was supposed to be safe and not to leave under any circumstances. But in Raccoon City, there was no such thing as safe anymore. So Sherry made up her mind and headed towards the local police station, also known as the RPD, hoping to find protection from the terror outside. But by then, safety no longer existed anywhere in the city. By September 29th, 1998, Claire Redfield entered the city after she heard about the mansion incident. When she arrived, the city was already dying from the inside out. On the same day, Leon Kennedy, a rookie cop on his first day, had arrived as well. Little did they know what nightmare was waiting for them. After realizing what had happened to the city, Leon and Claire reached the RPD after an intense attempt for survival. Here is where they realize there's no way out but to survive. While navigating the ruined police station, Claire encounters Sherry Birkin, a frightened little girl hiding from the horrors that had taken over the city. She warns Claire of the monster that is now chasing her. As the G creature's instincts drive it to reproduce, Sherry becomes its primary target, the only compatible host capable of carrying on the virus. Anyone else exposed to G is rejected by the parasite like embryo, suffering grotesque mutations before dying a brutal death. In an attempt to escape the station through the parking area, they are both met by Chief Brian Irons, who knows of the importance of Sherry Birkin's locket, the one that her mother had given to her.
Sherry? I've been looking everywhere for you, Sherry. On the ground, hands behind your head. On the ground. Tie her hands.
Why are you doing this?
Shut up. You tie her up now, or she dies.
What's this all about?
Child endangerment, for starters.
You heard her. I swear to God, my brother is stars and I...
What's your fucking name?
Claire!
Sherry, you come with me now, or say goodbye to Claire.
Okay, I'll go. You better be taking me to my mom.
Absolutely.
Don't listen to him. He's full of shit.
Stop hurting her, please. Let me go. Let me go.
Obviously, nobody taught you manners. We'll fix that. Oh, yes, we will.
Let me go. Let me go.
He'll get you, you fucker!
The necklace Annette gave Sherry was not just a piece of jewelry. Hidden inside the locket was the G-Virus sample itself, and the pendant also functioned as a key to Umbrella's underground nest facility, making Sherry one of the most important targets in Raccoon City. Now Sherry was being hunted from every direction. Chief Irons wanted her pendant, G. Birkin wanted her as a host, and also Mr. X. After rescuing Sherry from the evil hands of Chief Irons, Claire and Sherry head down to the sewers, but their escape is cut short when Mr. X begins chasing them. As they try to use the elevator, he corners them with nowhere left to run, until the G-Monster suddenly appears and tears him in half. With Claire unconscious and unable to protect Sherry, she's taken by the G-Creature. This is the moment her nightmare becomes even worse, because William Birkin is no longer acting like her father. He is acting on the will of the G-Virus, searching for the most compatible host to carry on the infection. After roaming around the underground facility for a while, Claire finally finds Sherry, but she's already too late.
Oh no. Sherry? Claire? Sherry, are you alright? What are you doing?
I'm here to help.
Sherry's been implanted. She can't be saved.
You're her mother. Get in here.
You don't understand.
This conversation is over.
Wait! I can treat her in my lab. It's not far away.
Mommy?
There's not enough time. Millions of lives are at stake. Sherry, Mommy loves you, sweetie. Goodbye.
Sherry, don't worry. I will get you whatever you need, okay?
Why are you doing this?
Because I care.
The G-Virus has already begun spreading through Sherry's body, forcing Claire to act quickly before the infection takes over completely. After Claire carries the infected Sherry into the lab, her only hope was Annette Birking, the same woman who helped create G-Virus. After realizing that Sherry has been infected with the G-embryo, Annette tells Claire about the antiviral agent known as Devil, a cure designed to stop the G-infection. With Sherry's life fading fast, Claire pushes deeper into Umbrella's nest facility, fights through the nightmare, and finally retrieves the vaccine. She returns just in time, injecting Sherry before the virus can completely consume her. After Claire finally injects Sherry with the antiviral, the cure begins to work, stopping the G-Virus before it can completely consume her body. For the first time in hours, there is finally a small moment of hope. Sherry survives the infection, but Claire knows they are still trapped deep inside Umbrella's underground facility, and the nightmare is far from over. The Nest laboratory begins its self-destruct sequence, forcing Claire to escape before the entire facility is destroyed. With Sherry still weak from the infection, Claire has to protect her while also finding a way out of the collapsing lab. But William Birkin is still alive. By this point, G has mutated far beyond the man he once was. Claire is forced to face him several times throughout the underground facility, each encounter showing how unstable and monstrous the G-Virus has made him. Every time she thinks he's dead, Birkin mutates again, becomes larger, more violent, and less human. Before we go any further, if you're a Resident Evil fan and enjoy survival horror, make sure to subscribe to the channel as we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of July. During one of their final confrontations, Claire faces G in the depth of the facility. His body has become heavily mutated, covered in grotesque growths and exposed eyes, showing the full horror of the virus. Claire has no choice but to fight him off, not only to survive, but to keep her promise to protect Sherry. After managing to defeat him again, Claire reaches the escaping train area. She starts preparing the train so they can escape the underground facility before the self-destruct sequence reaches its final stage. With the clock ticking, Birking, Claire gets Sherry onto the train and begins escaping sequence. But even then, the danger is not over. William Birkin appears again, more mutated than before. Refusing to die, Claire is forced into another desperate battle against G, fighting to stop him from reaching Sherry and destroying their only way out. Eventually, Claire manages to activate the train and escape with Sherry, and Leon later joins them. And for a moment, it seems like they have finally made it out. But G returns one last time. His body is mutated into a massive, unstable creature, no longer resembling a human being at all. The G-Virus has completely consumed what was left of William Birkin. In the final moments of the escape, Leon, Claire, and Sherry are forced to survive one last attack as the train carries them away from the collapsing facility. After escaping through the underground tunnels by train, Claire, Leon, and Sherry finally see daylight again. For a moment, it feels like the horror is finally over, as if they have survived the nightmare of Raccoon City. But for Sherry Birkin, the nightmare is only beginning. Across Resident Evil, Sherry Birkin's Raccoon City story has been retold in different ways, but the core remains the same. She is the child trapped inside the disaster created by her parents' research. In the original Resident Evil 2 from 1998, Sherry is introduced as a lonely 12-year-old girl trying to survive the city's collapse. With her short blonde hair and school-style outfit, she looks completely out of place in a world full of zombies, monsters, and Umbrella's secrets. Her locket is also important because it contains the G-Virus sample, making her a target for those trying to recover it. Her story feels colder and more mysterious in the original. And it is distant. William has become the G creature, and Claire becomes the first person who truly protects Sherry. In the remake, Sherry's story becomes more emotional and grounded. Her design is more realistic, with blonde braids and a school uniform-inspired outfit. She feels less like a side character, and more like a real child, caught between Umbrella, her parents' mistakes, and the monsters created by the G-Virus. The remake also makes Chief much more terrifying. She's kidnapped, locked inside the orphanage, and forced to survive him before Claire rescues her. In this version, her pendant is more like an access key, connected to Nest, rather than simply being remembered as a locket containing the G-sample. In Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles, Sherry's story is retold in a faster and more cinematic way. The main idea stays the same. She's still the innocent child connected to the G-Virus. Claire still becomes her protector, but the pacing is more action-oriented. In Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, Sherry's role changes the most, since the game is an alternate non-canon military scenario. She's treated less like an emotional survivor and more like a mission objective. Different factions want her because of her connections to the G-Virus, making her a living piece of evidence that Umbrella and other forces want to control. So across all these versions, Sherry's role stays painfully consistent. The original makes her feel fragile and mysterious, while the remake's story was much more tragic. Sherry Birkin survived Raccoon City, but she did not survive it alone, because in the middle of the nightmare, one person refused to leave her behind. Claire was not a soldier. She was not a government agent. She was just a young woman searching for her brother. But when she found Sherry, she became the only protection that child had left. And while Sherry's story is tragic, Claire's story is just as haunting. Because after Raccoon City, Claire did not just walk away from the horror, she carried it with her. So if you want to understand the woman who saved Sherry Birkin, click on the next video.